Namaste, Divine Beloveds, and welcome to Just Thinking with the Masters, a space to find tools and practices to help deepen your spiritual awareness, consider spiritual ideas from sacred texts, ancient wisdom, and transcendent whispers from the ones whom I call the mentors. I'm Carol, your host, and honored to serve as your spiritual mentor, guide, and companion on your journey. To learn how to work with me or study with me, click the link in the blog post or the video description. Now let's jump right into our talk for this moment. Have you ever said, "I'm glad no one can hear what I'm thinking"? What a disaster that would be. Not just that your thoughts would become audible, but to hear the thoughts of others as well. Talk about wars and rumors of wars. It's bad enough that others respond to what they think you're thinking. What if they could actually hear it? Okay, so don't get too comfortable with the idea that your thoughts are hidden unless revealed through your speech. Forget the idea that your thoughts are private. Not so. Your thoughts are in plain sight. Your thoughts are seen. I didn't say your thoughts can be seen. I said your thoughts are seen. Actions reveal what you've been thinking. Behavior and circumstances expose what you've been thinking. Don't hit close or delete just yet. Stay with me. Everything visible begins with a thought. Trackless rails, skyscrapers, computer chips, all began as a thought in someone's mind. The Wright brothers thought about flying. Bill Gates thought about a computer. That's not so hard to comprehend, is it? A thought, an idea comes to mind, stays with you for a while, a plan begins to develop, actions begin. The thought takes shape in your mind so vividly that it's a reality before it's tangible. Then, bam, that's it. It's real. It's happening. Not by magic, not in an instant, but in varying degrees of time. You can track the finished product back to the incubation of the thought. Let's bring it closer. Dinner, for example. You think of what you want for dinner, even how you want it served. You follow the recipe from either a book, in your head, or a drive-through. Dinner served. Everything begins with a thought. Eventually, that thought becomes visible in action and result. You get the idea. On a personal spiritual level, James Allen in his book, As a Man Thinketh, says, thoughts crystallize into habits, and habits crystallize into circumstances. There's no specific measure of time when thoughts emerge as circumstances. It could be a thought from last week, or one that has laid dormant for years, then found an egress. Have you ever said to yourself, "How did I get into this mess?" Or, "How in the world did that happen? That's not me." Allen goes on to say, beautiful thoughts of all kinds, pure, decisive, gentle, forgiving, loving, unselfish thoughts crystallize into habits of self-control, moral and ethical cleanliness, gracious kindness, selflessness, industry, and solidify into circumstances of peace, success, plenty, freedom, abiding prosperity, and so on. Thought life is powerful. It really must be monitored. The Bible speaks a lot about controlling the thoughts and condition of the mind. An angry thought can grow and take on a life of its own. Suddenly you find you have a monster you have to kill. And kill it you must. Monsters aren't cute little puppies, nor polite. Excuse the harsh verbiage, but you gotta kill them if you're going to move into a good life space. Just to be clear, the monster is a thought, not a person. So you can't go around killing anybody. It's the thought. Fret not. If you're part of the human race, you've had a monster once or twice, maybe even right now. Just get rid of it and move on. Take your thought life back. There's nothing more powerful than a decision. Decide what you want your circumstance, any circumstance, to be. Then decide what thoughts remain. Decide what thoughts will be nurtured. It's easier to control a kingdom than to control yourself. But you can do it. It begins with what you allow yourself to think. Decide what you want to see in your life and plant the seeds of those thoughts. I'm Carol. Thank you for listening. Embrace your journey with gratitude.